Okay, raindrops. We have to get into the show y'all been begging me to talk about. No, not that one. All right, Jobs. Don't you love being shady? Ooh, no, I'm talking about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So before I get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss an episode. Let's get right into it. Look, let's just go back a little bit. When it was announced that Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 3 was going to have Alexia and Marisol, Gizelle and Candice, Heather and Whitney. At the time, it was Leah and Tinsley. I think it was a surrounding like we always like, wait, what? Y'all went from having an epic season one, okay, with Ramona, Kenya, Kyle, Teresa, Melissa, Luann, Ramona, Cynthia, to season 2 with Phaedra, Eva, Dorinda, Vicky, Tamra, Brandy, Phaedra, like these amazing housewives. And look, part 3 had amazing housewives too, but the collection of folks didn't make any sense. And I think we all was like, this ain't, I don't know about this one, y'all. I don't know about this one. Okay. Then before they started filming, Tinsley backed out. Now, look, the word on the street is Tinsley backed out because there were certain things she did not want talked about, and allegedly she wanted her contract. Allegedly, she was like, I don't want these certain things talked about, and I want y'all to put it in writing. All alleged. Okay. Now that's the word on the street in my Gizelle Bryant voice. Allegedly. So when that happened, of course they're like, Tinsley, who are you? Meghan Markle? Like, I'm not giving. I know you think you're a princess. Honey, Tinsley said I'm a princess in the Upper East Side of New York City, honey. And the network said, no. So Tinsley allegedly backed out for those reasons because Leah and Tinsley are great television. So when Leah backed out, they went to scrambling, and baby, talk about a good old scrambled egg with some cheese on it, some onions, some tomatoes, with green peppers, and then you put some black pepper on it. A good old scrambled omelet. Baby, they then said bye Tinsley and hello Porsha. Yes. Porsha, you've been missed, bitch. Porsha is everything on this show. Now, yes, I worked with Porsha on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby. So I always knew Porsha was a star. Y'all know the story. I'll say it one more time for y'all. There were talks of whether or not we wanted to bring Porsha back. Well, not me. There were talks of whether or not Porsha should come back after season 5. And I didn't work on season 5. I was working on another show. But I was watching it and I was like, this Porsha is everything. Like, she's vulnerable because at the time she was married to Cordell. And I enjoyed the fact that she gave everyone like her real life. I thought she was gorgeous. The way she read Kenya Honey, called her by Ashy. So I was a viewer watching Porsha like, this Porsha is everything. And I love the dynamic between her and Kenya. So at the reunion, season 5 reunion, I worked on that one because I was coming back to season 6. And I remember meeting Porsha and was like, I think you're everything. I think you're everything. And I was like, we got to keep her. I think she has yet to become the great housewife that is destined in her. And the rest is history. So, anyways, it was refreshing to see Porsha back. So when Porsha was announced, me, the raindrops, and the shade tree, we all said, wait, does this mean we're going to get Porsha versus Candice? Because when Porsha had that show on Bravo with Gizelle Kobe Bryant, and I don't know the other two women name. No shade. I don't watch their show. That is no shade. I don't watch everything on Bravo. So they were nice. Anyways, Porsha, which they showed on the Ultimate Girls Trip, Porsha pretty much sided with Monique Samuels in the altercation between Candice and Monique. And then Candice said something shady. And one thing I know about Porsha Diane Williams, she clocks the shade and she glocks it. Come on, Porsha, 357 Magna, baby. Yes, Porsha. Honey. Child, Porsha is through and through from Atlanta, honey. Southside. Baby. Porsha don't play. So we were all like, girl, are we about to get Porsha versus Candice? Sign me up. So no shade to everyone else because I love all the girls. When Porsha was announced, we all said, okay, bitch, this may be something worth watching. And I'm here to report y'all did not disappoint. So let's get into it. Now, look, y'all know when I do recaps, we're going to go play-by-play. Because, child, I had to watch 3 episodes. So I'm not doing all of that. I'm going to talk about the highlights. And the highlight for me, and look, I feel vindicated. And y'all can read me if y'all want to, because y'all do anyway, child. Gizelle Kobe Bryant has proven why she was number 9 on my list of the greatest housewives of all time. I know, Carlos. Boo, boo, tomato, tomato. Look. Every housewife is going to have a bad season. This past season of the Real Housewives of Potomac was not a great season for Gizelle. Okay? Every housewife has a bad season. It doesn't mean that they are a bad housewife. It means they what? Thank you, had a bad season. Gizelle has proven in these first 3 episodes why she is one of the greatest housewives of all time. And let me tell you why. I've always said that Gizelle was the uncredited executive producer of Potomac because she goes in, she does her job, and she knows how to get conversation started. And that's why I consider her to be the face of Potomac. I know people say Karen, and I love Karen. Karen will sit there and not say nothing. Karen is a type of housewife which is not bad. You got to poke Karen to get her activated. Gizelle's job on Potomac is to get everybody activated. Now, what has happened with Gizelle on Potomac is the producing has been overproduced. It's been scripted to this point. Like, we're going to do this and say that and make this up. Ooh, allegedly. So it's run its course on Potomac. And that's why my advice to Gizelle was take off the producer hat when you come back next season on Potomac, because she is coming back. Allegedly, everybody's been asked back. Word on the street is that everybody on Potomac has been asked back. Now, before y'all take my tea and make a story that it was your tea, give me credit. And you know who I'm talking about. And you know who you are. Stop stealing my stories and tweeting that it was yours. Anyways, word on the street is that every Potomac housewife has been asked back. But this ain't about Potomac, so we're going to move on from it because I am taking a fast from Potomac. Okay. So, Gizelle's producing skills is brilliant for this type of show. Because on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it's a mixed bag of crazy. And you need somebody sober. Yes. You need somebody sober enough to orchestrate the conversation to give us good television. Gizelle didn't even take her bra off. Miss Thing was making sure that before Heather came in, she told Whitney, we got to talk about the Jen Shaw stuff, but not right now. I want to wait until Heather comes. Gizelle, brush your teeth, floss your teeth, baby, before you. Gizelle said, time is money and money is time, and I'm here to do what? My job. That was a gag of the gags. I did not expect that. And look, that's why she's great. Not only did she do that and got Whitney and Heather to argue about this Jen Shaw stuff, the black eye, Gizelle does her job. And she does it well. And I'm going to say this, but let me know in the comments what y'all think. Watching Gizelle on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip right now, right after that disastrous season of Potomac, is going to make people fall back in love with Gizelle. Because say what you want, she's great television. So Gizelle, if you're watching, because I know you are, when you're on a show like Ultimate Girls Trip, keep on your producer hat. You are a 10 out of a 10. You got the party started. I don't think you should wear your producer hat for Potomac season 8 because I want to see something different. But for Ultimate Girls Trip, round of applause, baby. Excellent, excellent. Miss Thing even said to Alexia and Marisol, don't speak Spanish around me because it's triggering and I need to know what you're saying. Hey, pasa? Like, por favor. Adios mío. ¿Qué? Child, my limited Spanish. My name is Carlos, but baby, I'm as black as they come, child. Gizelle said, don't speak Spanish around me because I feel like you're talking about me. Now, look, I know that some people thought that was bad and some people understood Gizelle. Listen, I'm going to say this. When I left Detroit, Michigan, I moved to New York City and I lived in Spanish Harlem. Look at me, okay? My name is Carlos. My name is Carlos living in Spanish Harlem. Okay? People thought I was Dominican because of my complexion, you know, light brown. And my name is Carlos. I look Dominican to the folks in Spanish Harlem. Long story short, people would speak to me in Spanish and I would be like, come again, excuse me. Like I said, que paso or pasa, okay? And when they realized I wasn't Spanish, they would speak Spanish around me. And the whole time I used to be like, are y'all talking about me? So I get Gizelle when she said that. Because sometimes, look, I'm not going to say all the time. Sometimes when people are speaking a different language around you, they're talking about your ass. It is what it is. But the fact that Gizelle said is triggering because her daughters do that in front of her. Gizelle, you have passed down the baton of shade to your children. Because that to me is the funniest and shadiest thing your daughters can do. Our mama don't speak Spanish, so let's talk about our mama in Spanish, child. I'll live for it. So again, Gizelle's great. I love it. I love Leah. Leah reminded us why we all fell in love with her first season of New York City Housewives. Leah and her bikini, honey. Leah's body is great. Leah's body is good. I love Leah because this is the thing. Leah had a very bad second season on New York City Housewives. So bad the show got canceled, child. A lot of people said that Leah suffered from the sophomore slump. Okay? The sophomore slump is when let's talk about it in reality terms, because people say sophomore slump when it comes to an artist's second album, when it comes to a college student, being a sophomore in college. When it comes to reality television, and this is some education for y'all. When a reality star has their first season and they become the breakout star, 9 times out of 10, it gets to their head. They have a big ego. Now, I'm not saying that's Leah's case. I'm just going to tell you what the streets were saying, okay? Leah was arguably the breakout star on her first season in New York City, and it was a joy to watch. BayBEE loved Leah. I would watch Leah's interviews because she has this captivating tone of voice, and she was just so entertaining to watch. I want to say that Leah was so good, an agency signed her, like a big talent agency. Because they said, well, baby, you go on places, and we want to go with you and get your 10%, child. Let's go. Then Leah's second season happened. Now, I'm going to tell you what the world thought, then I'm going to tell you what Leah said out her own mouth. Leah's second season, a lot of people thought that Leah took the fame to her head. A lot of people thought that because we loved you so much and you were the breakout star, that it went to your head and you became annoying. A lot of people thought that. A lot of people. So much so that a lot of people said that Leah had the greatest fall from being the fan favorite to being somebody who the fans just hated. But Leah said that her second season, her grandma passed away and the producers wouldn't let her go to the funeral. Now, look, I don't work on New York City. I don't know the folks who produce New York City Housewives, but I will say this. I appreciated that Gizelle and Porsha stood up for producers because producers get such a bad rap. We're accused of so much shady stuff that is ridiculous. And again, I don't speak for all producers. I can only speak for myself and my team. I will say this, though. I will find it very strange that somebody, meaning a producer, will block a housewife from going to their grandmother's funeral. I will find that very hard to believe. Very hard. Because the way we were raised in that ecosystem, well, echo chamber. The way we were raised in that echo chamber was you follow the reality. And I think people, the producers, would have said we're going to follow the reality. So again, I would love to talk to Leah about that. Leah, if you're watching, holla at your boy. But I do find that hard to believe. And I appreciated Porsha and Gizelle for saying, I don't think that's the case because the producers that we know would never let that happen. So again, we'll see. But it was nice to see Leah back. Leah is a very complicated woman. Honey, she was bored at the dinner table. Gizelle got offended that she was bored. Then Leah checked Gizelle about alleging that, Chris Bassett did, made her feel uncomfortable. It was a basket of mess. But it was good because it was nice to see Leah back in the fold. Secondly, I don't even watch Salt Lake City anymore. I didn't watch this last season because it just wasn't, it didn't do nothing for me. But I really enjoyed season 2 of Salt Lake City. Season 2 of Salt Lake City was excellent. So I'm not too familiar with the recent drama between Heather and Whitney. But one thing I will say is this. I was told by people that Heather is thirsty. And by people, I mean people in the industry. I'm just saying. I don't know Heather. I have heard that allegedly Heather's thirsty. I have heard that. I've heard that Heather is obsessed with fame, allegedly. I have heard that. And I've heard that Heather only cares about herself, allegedly. I've heard that. I've heard it. I heard it. Heather, no shade. You're not making a good case for yourself because that black eye story, even Meghan McCain hollered at me, was like, Carlos, what? I said, Meghan, I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. So the fact that you refuse to tell the truth about your black eye, I feel like you like the attention. And when Gizelle clocked your tea and said, child, please, Gizelle alleges that Jen Shaw allegedly punched her in the face, and that because Jen Shaw had a certain amount of years on her prison sentence, that if Jen Shaw allegedly punched Heather in the face, it would add more time to her current sentencing. Once again, that's why Gizelle Kobe Bryant is a great housewife, because that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I don't know if Jen Shaw was on her Mike Tyson baby and was blah, 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 blah. I don't know. But that makes a lot of sense to me. Because Heather is clearly protecting somebody. She damn sure in protecting her cousin Whitney, because she keeps throwing her under the bus, so much so Whitney has skid marks on her back. I thought it was a tattoo, baby, but it was a skid mark because the bus that was ran over you, baby, by your cousin Heather, honey, it left a stain. Just saying. Let's now get into Candice's game. Candice had a game during dinner where she gave people names. She called herself Patty LaBelle, which was funny. Patty LaBelle, like Patty LaBelle. She then called Gizelle She Need a Man, which is funny. Let me tell you something about Candice. Candice, for you to be 5'1", I'm gonna start calling you a firefighter because you don't care about the smoke, baby. Come on, baby. Candice told Porsha She Take a Man is her name. Porsha clearly has grown. Because the Porsha that I know, who I had to be her bodyguard, called me Kevin Costner, baby. I had to put Porsha off of Kenya. I had to put Porsha off of Cynthia. Because I'm always like, Porsha, no. Like, I love me some Porsha. Porsha, no. Porsha stood there like a G and said, I'm not going to give it to you, baby. I'm not going to give it to you. So when Porsha explained her and Simon, I was happy because it was nice to hear Porsha be able to tell her side of the story. I was at Porsha's wedding, her Nigerian wedding. Was me, Gizelle, my African. Yes. And we watched Porsha and Simon get married, and there was nothing but love in the room. I can tell you guys with my 2020 vision, these two eyeballs, baby, with my dark brown eyes, Porsha and Simon, they're the real thing. It's real. It's love. It's I have known Porsha for over 10 years. I've never seen Porsha this happy. Porsha is glowing. Porsha is very happy. So I was happy to see her address it. And one thing I love about Porsha is she chose love over being liked by the folks on social media who have a fair weather relationship with these housewives anyway. The fact that Porsha was like, I love this man. And I know it may look strange, but I'm going to follow my heart. And she did. And I loved it. And I love seeing Porsha. Porsha is phenomenal on the show. She is fantastic. She's great. I'm curious what Porsha's going to do now that she saw Heather call her a hoe. Heather, you thought you had one black eye? Raindrops. Let her know. Honk the horn, they asked Greg. Beep, beep. Heather's in her bed reading Porsha's book and said, once upon a time when I was a hoe. Heather, you ain't that girl, baby. Now, look, I just said Porsha has grown, but baby, I think she can take being called, she take a man, then take being called a hoe. This is a wife, a mother of multiple kids, because Porsha has one kid with her previous relationship, and Simon has kids, so she has a blended family. So Porsha's a mom of children. And you calling her a hoe? You must want to be put out on the gurney, sis. Heather, you don't want Porsha smoke. I've seen it happen firsthand. Heather. And then you say your cousin Whitney does things for great TV. Heather, you are barking up the wrong tree, baby. This ain't Salt Lake City where y'all throw snowballs in each other's eyes, honey, and y'all build snowmans, honey. Baby, this ain't what you want. I am gagging. And the fact that Heather said, yes, I said it on camera, so I can't take it back. Reunion me, please. Reunion me, please. Okay. So look, Porsha, stellar. It's so nice to see her come back. And I'm just really happy that my girl is living her best life. And first of all, can we take a moment of silence for Porsha in that black dress with the black gloves and the lace front from GoNakedHair.com. Come on, shameless plug. Hey, Porsha. Sitting. Porsha is stunning. Gorgeous. She's a goddess. And I'm going to say this, and y'all going to be mad at me. I love watching Porsha on this show because she was fun. She gave you comedy. And because she's cool with Gizelle, she had a buddy there. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Porsha, we want you back on Housewives of Atlanta. Unpopular opinion, I don't want Porsha back on Atlanta Housewives. Okay, I hear the boos. Let me tell you why. I am now realizing that the Porsha I want to see on TV is this Porsha. And I don't think that show, Atlanta Housewives, brings out the best in Porsha. My opinion. When you think about the current cast, none of them, to me, brings out that fun side of Porsha. Because none of them are close to Porsha. Like close to Porsha. Like the way Shamia's close to Porsha. The way Phaedra was close to Porsha. I mean, at one point, Nene and Porsha. Remember when Porsha wore her psychedelic onesie at Nene's store, and she was giving you body, and she was talking about how you know, when she's cooking for her man with the eggs and she was bouncing and her and Nene was having a great time. That's the side of Porsha that I love to see. And listen, unpopular opinion, talk to me in the comments. I don't like to see Porsha in situations where she constantly has her back up against the wall because people are like shading her. Now, look, we love Porsha being shady. We love a shady Porsha. And Porsha can obviously handle herself. But, and I'm going to say this, when I saw her spinoff, I just don't like seeing that side of Porsha. And again, maybe it's me because I know her so well. And I think the reason why we all love Porsha is because she's funny. And she's funny shady. And she can read the girls, honey, and she can beat the girls. Yes, Porsha. Come on, Porsha. But no, all jokes aside, I don't want her to go back to an experience where it's going to bring back the other side of her, because I like who Porsha is right now. I think she's in a very healthy place in her life, and I would like to continue seeing that side of her. That's just me. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all gonna disagree with me, I know, because we all want Porsha back on TV. I do too. But I would love to see Porsha back in something else. Because I think the comedy of Porsha is why we love her. So, my opinion. But seeing Porsha and Gizelle as the new frickin' frack was great. It was good. It was good. So I want Porsha to have a buddy. That's me. Now, before I let y'all go, speaking of frickin' frack, so as y'all know, Reality with the King podcast broke the news that someone stole, child. While y'all talking about other stuff. Exactly. We broke the news, honey. Yes. That Phaedra is back on Married to Medicine. And we were all like, okay, great. Love it, love it, love it. And then we remember, oh, Phaedra and Quad are friends. So clearly, Phaedra is going to come in through Quad. But baby, it's time for the alleged report. Well, it ain't alleged because she said it. Look, my baby Quad responded to a fan on Twitter, no, on social media, on Instagram, I think. Pretty much saying that she hasn't been filming yet because they're still working on her contract. Y'all mean to tell me I got all hyped up because we want to see Quad and Phaedra as the new freaking frack of medicine, honey. Yes. But bitch, Quad is not back filming yet. And Dr. Heavenly called me out because a fan asked Dr. Heavenly, where's Quad? And Dr. Heavenly said, ask Carlos, not Car, but Car. Ask Carlos. Carlos, since you know every damn thing, where's Quad? So this is T. I didn't know anything. And me and Quad are friends. And me and Quad do talk. But I don't call my friends and say, what's the... I would never do that. Hey, what's the scoop? No. Me and Quad and the rest of my friends in reality TV, we talk all the time. But I don't call them for scoop. So when Heavenly was like, I don't know, ask Carlos. He knows every damn thing. I was like, wait, what is that supposed to mean? Is Quad not shooting? And then Quad revealed that she hasn't been shooting yet. And they've been filming for, I think, a week or two. Child, I think Quad said, look, y'all bringing back my ex-husband, his new wife. I think Quad said, I know my worth. And baby, this ain't Monopoly money. I think Quad said bet. Y'all want to rumble with the bee, huh? Bzz. So how does Phaedra integrate herself on the show if Quad isn't filming yet? Unless it's through Dr. G and his new wife, which to me is weird, but okay. Now I'm concerned because raindrops. Do we think without Quad this season can work? Now look, my philosophy is everybody, and this goes for everybody, right? My philosophy as a producer and creative shows is, one person ain't gonna stop no show, period. But it does beg the question that Phaedra coming back, Dr. G coming back, and his wife, without Quad, is it going to be interesting? At least that side of the storyline. Because let's call it what it is. We want to see Dr. G and Quad have a conversation. And we want to see Quad and Phaedra give us good freaking frack. I just said Porsha and Gizelle, even Leah and Candice, Marisol and Alexia on the Ultimate Girls Trip, they're giving us comedy as a duo. Notice I didn't say Heather and Whitney. No shade. So Phaedra, who does she got I don't see Phaedra playing with Heavenly. They're two alpha females. I don't see Phaedra playing with Jackie because Jackie's all about her business, baby. Come on, Jackie. I don't see Phaedra playing with Simone. I could see Phaedra and Toya maybe, but Phaedra and Quad, that's television gold. But Raindrops, I want to ask y'all this. If Quad doesn't come back to Married to Medicine while Phaedra's on there and Dr. G, are we still going to be interested? Let me know in the comments and let me know on Twitter. #reality with the king. Okay.